Yo, yo, yo. What up, everybody? Come on in there, man. I got the 4 round mock draft. Yep. Last year I called some players. I called it on Genty. Everybody had Genty though. But people were saying don't get Genty. I said get Genty. I said get Darian Porter as well. Called it. On the rip. So it went down. That's non-alcohol brew. Little light beverage. Man. Fuck, let me- All right. All right. We about to get into it. 4 round mock. Raider Ragu. So everybody knows we're gonna go with Fernando Mendoza. That's not. We don't even have to, you know, talk about that for a long time. Excuse me. The Raiders are gonna select Fernando first. Everybody knows. Uh, Orlovsky has came out with the kind of like the clickbait type of stuff with regarding Ty Simpson, like saying Ty Simpson is better than Mendoza, but we know all that's just smoke and mirrors. Uh, Orlovsky, Ty Simpson, even the dude Mike Tannenbaum. These guys are all under the same agency, so they're just pushing a narrative and trying to cross pollinate product. You know what I'm saying? So Fernando is a no brainer. So the mock really starts at pick number 2 for the Raiders, which is the second round pick, number 36 overall. The Raiders get number 36 and not number 33 because it was a tie for the last place teams, right? It was 3 or 4, 3 and 14 teams, Raiders being one of them. So they alternate the picks in the rounds after the first round. So the Raiders get the first pick in the first round, but they don't get the first pick in the second round, and so on, or the third round. All right, so they get picked 36. Right here, the Raiders should select Omar Cooper Jr., wide receiver from Indiana. Fernando's guy. Somebody I was gonna say main guy. Some people might argue that Surratt was his main guy, but this is the guy that caught that famous touchdown that really sealed the deal for the Heisman, I believe, for Fernando Mendoza. was that catch versus Alabama. We all know if you any type of football fan, if you looked up any footage on Mendoza since they've been talking about him, or if you watch actually a person that watches college football, right, like me, then you know about the throw and catch, right? Heard around the world basically. They don't even get to the national championship probably if that catch isn't made. But anyway, that guy, get him. That's what I say. Draft him at that 36 pick. They got him listed as 6 foot 199. He ran a 4.36 in the combine, and we saw it. The hands was on display in games, in big time situations. So, man, it's a no brainer to me, and it's our quarterback's guy. You want to give your guy every opportunity to succeed, right? You want to give your franchise QB, your young guy that you're putting all this investment into, you want to give him every opportunity to succeed. So get his guys familiar with in there so he can chunk the rock to him in the pros. Let them continue what they was doing at Indiana in the pros. I feel like they would be good. So that's a 36 pick, Omar Cooper Jr. Next, now, so here's where people start to go wrong. Teams start to go wrong. Okay, the when you stay within the like exactly what you need as a team, right? You like, okay, we need this player, and this player. We need this position, that position, this position, right? You got the positions that you need to get players at. All right, but when you come up in the draft, right? When your turn comes up in the draft, the position that you was talking about you need to fulfill the quality of draft pick might not be suitable for that pick where you're at. In other words, you can wait and get the guy that's pretty much the best guy at that position at this point, right? In the next round, you'll be able to get him. Or perhaps you won't. But what you don't do is pass up on the value pick, right? So if a guy is rated in the 60 range, right? Consensus by the scouts, by your team, your board, then you you pick a guy that's more right, more valued at that range of pick that you're at, even if it's a position that you have good players at already. You understand what I'm saying? Besides quarterback, because that's never really going to happen. You're not going to get two good quarterbacks and be able to draft them in a draft. So that's a moot point. But you understand what I'm saying? You might have a solid couple players at that position. You draft a value pick right there anyway, because you don't want to just be giving away value in the picks. Or that's when you trade out, right? That's when you trade out, let somebody get to that 67th pick, right? And you take two more picks around later in this round, right? Maybe around 80 or so, or 80, 85, 87. You understand what I'm saying? This is when you make moves to trade back. When the player that you need is not valued at that number of selection in the draft, right? So you're going to overpick if you pick your guy right here. You understand what I'm saying? So instead of trading out, what I'm going to say is go ahead and pick up a son of an all pro player. Um, and that's linebacker Josiah Trotter out of Missouri. 6'2", 237 linebacker, right? The off ball type, interior linebacker, right? I was saying, um, I got a video about Devin White. Devin White. I was saying the Raiders need to resign him. Doesn't look like they are resigning him. So if you're not going to resign Dev, get this kid. Put this kid out there, right? Right now, you got is the Eichenberg and the Lindenberg kids, right? That's kids that you drafted, linebackers. And you just brought over uh, Walker and Dean. You re-signed Combs, who's an effective linebacker in this defense, right? I believe Hay might be as well a linebacker in this defense. I don't even know if Max is a linebacker in this defense. We're gonna see. Um, but we need another off-ball interior guy, right? A tackler, a tackling machine. And this is the kid. He can start. This kid can start day one for the Raiders at linebacker. Josiah Trotter. Go check him out. Look him up. Non-alcoholic beer and no, that's some apple juice. So yeah, don't hate. But yeah, look him up. Look these guys up. So Fernando Cooper Jr., Josiah Trotter, linebacker, Missouri. So pick number 1, pick number 36, pick number 67. Now, the Raiders are picking next, pick number 102. So first, second, third, fourth round. Went to the fourth round picks now. Now, actually, yeah, this is like the beginning of the fourth. This would be our regular order of selection in the fourth round. Pick number 102. So now I did a video on Emmanuel McNeil Warren. Emmanuel McNeil Warren, the safety from Toledo. Now, the thing about that is if we don't pick, if we don't get him right there at the second pick, pick number 36 overall, then he's long gone after that. So that's why I'm not. I feel like alternate type shit, type stuff, right? You could do if Omar Cooper Jr. is not there at 36, then you could take Emmanuel McNeil Warren if he's there. Then you set your board into a different thing, right? And I could go, reverse Uno boards and all that type. But I'm sticking with one solid, like if this is how the draft falls right now, right? So in this scenario, the Raiders didn't take Emmanuel McNeil Warren at 36, so they not getting him. Period. So that brings me to this fourth round pick number 102. We're gonna go Bud Clark, safety, TCU, 6'1", 188. A little light in the shirt on, but we got he's got room to grow. right? He's got room to grow. You don't have to come into the league as a finished product already, right? So Bud Clark, safety, TCU, pick number 102. So now this this is titled 4 round mock, right? And the Raiders have 2 picks in the 4th round. They got pick number 117 as well. And I believe it is from Minnesota. Yeah, Minnesota. We got that pick. Trade somebody. They picked up one of our people. Anyway, or maybe New England. Oh, somebody, man. Anyway, with that pick, gonna be our 5th pick, but we still in the 4th round. Now we gonna go D tackle. We gotta get a nose tackle type guy, right? If they switching to 3-4. Last year they drafted guys, right? They drafted Hemingway, they drafted McGee, and those guys are developing. They Hemingway specifically shows some promise. They also got Jonah down in there. They got Tyree down in there. If they draft this guy, Adam Butler, I believe still will be back with the team. He's still down in there. They resign this guy. That'll give them a good, solid rotation of big guys on the down line, on the hand in the ground lineman. A good, solid rotation of big guys, young and veterans. Right? Tyree is going to be hungry because he's in that contract year, man, and they would have the kid, and then the kids from last year, Hemingway and Geese, and then Jonah. Jonah's a hand down guy. Jonah Laulu. Adam Beasy, the veteran. You know he's going to be fighting to keep a job, right? So it should be thirsty in there. Should be thirsty in there. Good solid rotation of the down lineman in the 3-4, the stock 3-4. So now the Raiders have solidified their offense and defense, basically, if you ask me. Right? With the moves that they already made, they do what I just said with Trotter, with Clark, with Benny. That's further solidifying the defense right there. Cooper Jr. is there to enhance the development of Fernando Mendoza by bringing in his college teammate he's familiar with throwing to, and who was gonna get drafted anyway. It's not like they reaching. Somebody's reaching for this guy. This kid is a, you know, late first, early second round pick by consensus. So I think that's a good solid class, man. Fernando Mendoza, Omar Cooper Jr. got two of the national championship guys, right? Nothing wrong with that. Winners. They made Indiana University winners in football. Please. And and then you come in. So the first two is offense, and then you come in with the next three as defenders. And I know, pick number 117 uh, is the 4 round. I'm gonna give a bonus guy, right? Because I believe this is our regular pick in the this is our regular pick in the fourth round. No, in the fifth round. Right? Pick number 134. Right? So let me see. That pick is actually let me check it out, man. All right, so that's a supplemental pick. That's what it is. That it's not quite in the fifth round. It's at the end of the fourth supplemental part of the draft, right? Or a compensatory picks start to kick in. They used to call it supplemental. The compensatory picks for you guys, your team losing free agents getting signed. All right, so that's why they got basically 3 picks in the fourth round. That's the deal. That's the deal. And then they also have pick number 175 in the fifth. So we're not gonna get to that. We're not gonna go into that, even though I got a guy in mind. So now, since we're still in the fourth round, we're gonna go offensive tackle. Trey Zoom the third, Texas A&M, 6'6", 312-pound tackle. Uh, a steal right here for the Raiders, perhaps. Could end up being a starter, long-term starter in the league. Or could not. Either way, he's not a bust because he's a fourth-round pick and he's a developmental project at a time when we got a few people that we could probably put in there until he gets ready to go, right? Or he could come in right away and challenge Glaze. The kid's a right tackle. I like the right tackle. And yeah, man, I think that'll go. That 4-round mock with 6 players. Because they essentially have 3 picks in the fourth round. And that's 6 players out of the top 134. So you can't be mad at that. So yeah, man. 3 offense, 3 defense. Those first 6 picks. Nice even Steven drive with some guys that can help. Some on the field help right now with Fernando Cooper Jr. and Trotter. I also think Rayshawn Benny Be some on the field help right now. Bud Clark, Trey Zoom might be some de- developmental time, some time that needs to be developed. But on the field help right now, Fernando, Cooper Jr., Josiah Trotter, Benny, get in there. I don't want to put too much on Bud Clark. Bud Clark is a little light in the shirt now. You know what I mean? He needs to get a little bigger, get his feet under him in the league. But he's a player. These guys could be on the field help right now, plus development, right? Plus development. And that's a good 6 guys in 4 rounds. Yeah, that's a good 6 guys in 4 rounds. 3 starters, I think. 3 starters and a rotational guy in the first 6 picks. And then you got some developing to do with Clark and Zoom. Yeah, Clark, Zoom. So that's it. Mine. So what do you guys think? What do you guys think about the mock draft? I got a couple more cats too that I think could work too. Pick 175, pick number 182. Get in that. Get into that. We'll get in that another time. But yeah, what do you guys